about how we got involved as a council in this process and how the process unfolded. And it's been around this community for many, many years. And back in the 90s, we were discussing the closure of Niagara District Secondary School. I do believe that through the process, and especially this time around, we as a council have banded together to support the message that we need a local high school within Niagara-on-the-Lake. And we banded together and had committees established and spent many, many hours on dealing with this issue and trying to get some of the key players involved in the process as well. And I think that we came up with some really great creative solutions on trying to keep the district open. Some of those have all been mentioned. We know what they are: the IB program, the agricultural programs, the athletic programs, the arts programs. We put business plans together. We had representations. We had deputations. We've got all the key players involved. I think we did everything in our best interest to basically move forward and get buy-in from the different levels. And at the end of the day, what we wanted to do was not force students to come to Niagara District or stay in Niagara-Lake, but give them the desire to attend a local school. And I think that's been our objective all along. We never wanted to go out there and say, okay, these are the boundaries, this is Niagara-on-the-Lake. If you live in Niagara-on-the-Lake, you must attend this local school. You must attend this local high school. I do believe that, again, it was mentioned that I don't think it's fair or ethical that we ever go down that road, and I don't think our intention was ever to do that. At the end of the day, we know the results of all our efforts. September came, and we did not see an actual increase in numbers at district. I think it's saddened most of us around this table and a lot in our community. So we had to sort of take a step back and decide, okay, where are we going now? So we created the strategy committee to take a look at what our options were. At the same time, through this process, the ministry did address the issue of free busing, and we thought maybe that would assist in some of the numbers. And at the end of the day, there wasn't much change there either, once that was implemented. So through all this, we have, most of us, busy lives as well, other committees we sit on. We put a strategy committee together under the leadership of Councillor Zalepa. We put our faith in them. They bring reports forward, and at a certain given time, we're all going to deal with it as a council. That's where we are tonight. I agree that the brief is quite in-depth. There's a lot of information in there. I don't believe I was, adequately given enough time myself to go through this, and that's why we have a process in place where normally we would take this, give it a little more time, go back to the communities and make a decision tonight where we're going. So I was a little concerned when I saw one of the recommendations would be that we support it tonight. I don't think that should be our intention, or it usually isn't in the past, that we would receive this information and decide how we're going to move forward with the information we received. Because of this, you can see, as I was mentioning, we had 12 speakers, and it was pretty much 6 in favor and 6 against. That seems to be the divide in the community today. We're starting to hear from the other side. Through the process that's unfolded in the last couple of years, I do have to give credit to the Eden Advisory Board and the Niagara Catholic District School Board as well, because they did take an approach where they would stay back, stay hands-off, let the process unfold, because they knew that it was a very sensitive issue to our community. A few of us have had chances to talk to different people from the Eden community and from the Catholic community. And at the end of the day, I think they both realized at this point they can't sit back anymore. They have to respond to this brief. So I think we have their ear now as well, and they're very interested in trying to figure out where we go from here. They have some serious concerns, to the point that the chair of the Catholic Board, who's actually on vacation in Florida, has been making phone calls to some of the councillors, including myself and the mayor, to address this issue. Just on that one point as well, when we're talking about the Catholics, it should be pointed out that we asked for comments, and there was some deputations in here earlier that they were taking a look at the potential of a boundary change for elementary schools in the St. David's, the south end of our region. And we did receive a letter in our information package this week from the Catholic School Board, Niagara Catholic School Board, indicating that they have decided through consultation with the individuals involved, that they would not change the boundaries. So they seem to listen overall to what the residents are saying, and they seem to make decisions that benefit our community. So at the end of the day, I think we need to have all the players come together. So to that, I agree. I don't want to see, or I don't want to hear the word deferral, because that's just going to, I think, infuriate some people. They're going to get concerned, and they're going to basically figure that this is the way we're going. I think they want some answers tonight, and we have to sort of come up with some sort of consensus around this table where we want to go. So at some point, we're going to have to hear from Councillor Zalepa, and I'm sure he's taking all this in, sort of as the chair of the committee. I don't want to put the pressure on Councillor Zalepa, but I'd like to find out from the committee, this brief that was presented, did it have time to be vetted through the committee before it came to us, or was the idea that basically through the meetings they had and collaboration, these were the ideas that were sort of put down, and we're supposed to dissect it tonight and basically take out what we think needs to be taken out, make some amendments to it, take out some components that concern us, and then maybe move forward with a document that we can go to the whole community and find out what are their thoughts.
Well, Councillor Zalepa will be just the next speaker, so maybe he can address that at that time.
So those are some of the questions I have for Councillor Zalepa. Is the process that unfolded within his committee. We as councils, like I said, we sit on multiple committees, and we put our faith in the fellow committee members that sit on there. So I agree with Councillor Kaiser. There is a heck of a lot of work that went into this. And I do like the fact that a lot of the information and the history is put into this report. And I do agree, and we also agree, that there's been a community school alliance that's been created. I think we're not the only rural community that's going to be dealing with this issue of closures of high schools or even elementary schools. So we don't want any other community to go through this. That's why the Community School Alliance was created, and we have 2 representatives that sit on that board. So I thought what we were trying to do is put something together, put a history paper together, a business plan together to go forward, to present to the minister to say, listen, here's our concerns, here's what you're doing to our community, here's what potentially is going to happen to other communities in Ontario, and how can we come to a solution that's going to give us the best result for all the parties involved. So I'm sure they have some creative ideas. We've had a lot of creative ideas around this table. I think that we've put all our efforts forward, and we've spent many, many hours on this issue. And at the end of the day, I do like a majority of the information that's in here. I think it needs some tweaking. I think that some of the concerns on certain pages that were mentioned earlier, we need to take a look at mention of the Mennonite community in this whole forcing of some sort of campus where all beliefs are sort of under one roof. Has to be eliminated for it to go forward. And at the same time, I think we need to get this information to the ministry so that hopefully we can have an open dialogue with them and get all the key players involved from all the communities so we can come up with a solution. And hopefully we can be the leaders. And that's what I think we're attempting to do here. Along the way, I think the message got a little misrepresented through this brief, and I don't think it was done on purpose. I think a lot of information came out. It was all put in this report. And as I indicated, let's sit down, all of us, figure out what we need to take out of it so we can move forward with some sort of document that the community can sit down and read through and come back with their questions or concerns or some other recommendation that they may have, and then from there we can move forward to the Ministry of Education.
Thank you, Councillor, and certainly